The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a slip knot on our crochet hook. The way we do this is the tail we're going to hold in our right hand, and the working yarn, the yarn that's attached to the ball, is in our left. And we're going to make an underhand loop so that our working yarn lays over the tail. Then you're going to reach in and grab the working yarn and pull it up and tight to make a loop. Okay, we're going to put our crochet hook in the loop and pull tight. And now our slip knot is on the hook. Now we're going to chain 5. To chain, we're going to insert the hook over here so the yarn wraps around on top. We pull it through the one loop to make another loop. So now we've got one. So again, the yarn goes around top and we pull through for 2. Wrap around the yarn again for 3. We wrap around for 4. And we wrap around for 5. Now if you'll look, you see that the part that faces us has little V's on it, okay? And then the other part has these little bumps on top. We're going to be working through the bumps. So we want the V's to face down, and to go for the second one from the hook, this is attached to the hook, counts as 1, this is 2. So we're going to insert our hook into that little bump, going to wrap around the yarn and bring it through for 2 loops on the hook. Then we wrap around again and go through both loops, and that's a single crochet. So the pattern calls for us to do 2 in the first chain. So we go in again, we bring the yarn through, yarn over, and go through 2 loops. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 2 chains. So again, we look for that little bump, which is right here. We insert the hook, yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, and go through 2. The next stitch we go in, bring up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. For the last stitch they want us to do 2, so we're going to go in, bring up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, do 1 more. Now they want us to rotate the work so that we work in the unused loops on this side. So we're just going to turn our work this way a little bit. And we're going to do 2 more right into this first spot. So 1 and 2 for a total of 4. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 2 spots. So we're going to go in here and here. So we just insert the yarn, okay, wrap around, bring up a loop, wrap around, go through 2 loops, go into the next one, and then we're going to end with 2 single crochets in this first spot. So 1 and 2. Each row you're going to join with a slip stitch into the first stitch you worked. My first stitch is over here. To do a slip stitch, you insert, yarn over, and then this loop that you bring up is going to go right through the one on your hook. And then you're going to chain 1 and you're going to turn. And the way we turn is we just flip the work over. Okay, so we flip over. It says to skip the first stitch, which is this stitch right over here, and we're going to go into the second stitch, and we're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. Then we're going to do 4 single crochets, 1 in each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We do 2 single crochets in the next stitch, 1, 2, and then it says to repeat. So we're going to do an additional 2, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 4 singles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to end with 2 in the same. So we do 1, 2, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch. Now this here is my turning chain, and this is the first stitch. So we go in here, pull up a loop, bring this through, then we chain 1 and we turn. So this is how we're going to make the toe port of our slipper. You're going to keep increasing and you follow along with what the directions say. Now with crocheting, if you look at your stitches, you'll see how they form a V on top. There are 3 ways that you can crochet. You can insert your hook into both stitches, so underneath the V, which is what we're doing for this pattern. Okay, or you could insert into the back loop or into the front loop, which is right over here. And each one gives you a different texture. For this pattern, we're going to be going under both loops. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you work your stitches.